Ọ̀gá, this weather. Fáànì yẹn dẹ̀ máa pariwo ni. Ó máa pariwo bákan. Fáànì yẹn máa pariwo bákan ni. Oh. Glasses wà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. And the weather is so humid. Keep it away because ó dẹ̀ máa affect the background yẹn. It's so loud. It's so loud. It's so loud. The fan is so loud, but I need it. You can see my glasses is misty already. I need it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome to our channel. You are welcome to our channel. Let's start. This is a beautiful day. Hi, Vixen. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to a productive Tuesday and purpose-driven day. Welcome to a productive Tuesday and a purpose-driven life, should I say. Okay? There is a book I'm going to recommend at the end of this. Maybe you know the book, know about the book. Don't mind these glasses. Now, so I go do them. I not go even remove them. Just let me do the thing. Okay, so you are welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. So welcome to a brand new day. Make your day productive by living your God-living purpose or God-driven purpose, okay? You were created for a purpose, for a reason. We are here for a purpose and for a reason. And so we must, try and achieve our purpose, okay? God says, before you were born, I knew you. Before you were born, I knew you. And before anything, even before the foundation of the earth, I knew you. Okay, so God knows what your life had in store for you. God knows what your life has in store for you. So your life is not shaped by other people. My life is not shaped by other people. My life is shaped by the design that God has for me and me only. That is my destiny. And I will carry my destiny, you will carry your destiny. You are shaped by who you are, whom God has created. So stop comparing yourself with other people. Or you say, oh, he made it. She made it. And you are struggling to keep up with the Joneses. No. Follow your God's driven purpose. The purposeful life, right, is a productive life. A purposeful life is a productive life, and a productive life is a purposeful life. All right, so God's hope for you is to discover who you are. When you discover yourself, you will not compare yourself with other people. You will not be running another person's race and forget about your race. You will not be comparing yourself with other people. Why? Because you are not equally yoked with them. You are not the same. Everybody has their own way of doing things, their own way. Let me share this. When my children were young, one of them, my goodness, hey, if I serve them food, this child she used the same hand in writing, in everything, and she used the same hand sucking her thumb. She will sit down 30 minutes, 40 minutes, she's still eating. 40 minutes, 1 hour, this child is still eating. Sucking it up, busy sucking it up. And in school, the school called me one day and said, your daughter doesn't do anything, no. All what she does is to sit down, sucking her thumb, and get carried away. I will beat her, I will spank her, I will do so many things. It's only one hand, that same hand that she's using in writing. That same hand is the hand she's using in sucking thumb. So later on, when I went for therapy for her, and the therapist now told me that stop beating her or stop, worrying this child. She's growing. It's not that she's slow, but you know what? That is a nature. That is how God created her. Guess what? This girl, she's so brilliant. She's so brilliant. Not that the rest of them are not brilliant, but she's exceptional. She's so gifted. So when you see your child slowing down in some area, don't think slow because their brain is not wired well, or you start comparing them with other children. No, don't compare them. They are not equally yoked. They are not equally born. They are born uniquely, individually. And so stop comparing your child or yourself with other people, okay? So some people are created to be stay-at-home mom. Some people are created to be childminder. Some people are created to be cleaner. Some people are created to be janitor. Some people are created to be doctors. So if you say, oh, because now what everybody is doing, digital marketing. Oh, I'm a digital marketer. Oh, I am this. Oh, I am AI instructor. I am a this. Did God told you that is your job, or that is your career, or your purpose? No, find your purpose. That is where you can thrive. I remember my cousin, a friend, when may the soul of my cousin rest in peace. She told us some time ago, and she said, classmates, when they finished secondary school, she was not able to continue to university. Why? Because her parents were poor. So she started selling salt. So my cousin moved over to Europe, diaspora. And when she went home to visit her friend, she realized that her friend is a billionaire already. Not millionaire, a billionaire. Why? Because she's a merchant in selling salt. Not ordinary 5 naira salt. She sold them, or she sells them in bags. In fact, exporting them somewhere else, out of Nigeria. She has a farm plant. Do you know that people have a salt plant? Do you know people have a salt plant where they go and bring out salt from the sea? Do you know that they go and dredge salt from the sea? That is why all our sea, this beach, they sold this beach because they know that apart from the homes they are building now, they know that our salt, the water is salt water in Nigeria. And so they sold them to individual so that they can make money. And that is the system. When you wake up one day, you had your mom calling you by name. Oh, Kubura. Oh, Inka. Oh, Okpe. Oh, this. You did not give yourself a name or that name. But because your parents decide to give you that name, you bear that name forever. Okay? Even though some people change their name. They change their name. They change their name. So, fear is a self-imprisoned or imposed prison. Fear is a self-imposed prison that a lot of people impose on them. They don't want to do anything because they are scared, because they are afraid, because they are ashamed. They don't know that they are like, they bury themselves alive. Why did I say so? Because you never knew where God can take you. Instead of you being afraid, why not start? Why not do something great? Why not start this TikTok? Why not start and do something great? So fear is a self-imposed prison that will keep you from, you know, becoming what God has designed for you. It will delay your progress. It will slow you down. You don't necessarily have to be a doctor. In fact, half of the people that are billionaires, they don't have any qualification, no education. Mark Zuckerberg didn't finish his university. He was in university when he discovered his talent. He was in university with his friend when they started this Facebook. So he just opted out. Majority, even growing up, in one of my father's property, right? Or properties, somewhere in Lagos. Anytime we go there, or my father goes there, sometimes he asks us to go and collect rent from the tenant. So he has a room that if the tenant go to work and come back late, we have to sleep in that room until we see the tenant and collect the rent. Otherwise, you know, we will not go home. So that room was reserved for us. But unfortunately, in my father's house, there when they have pipe, but water was not coming out. Water was not flowing through the pipe. So what we normally do is we buy water from one allergy opposite my father's house. This allergy is an Ilori guy. He came from Ilorin. He built two floor. I can't forget the color of the house. He painted it green. I don't know why he painted it green, but that color still stick to me. So each time we go to my father's property amongst the others, there will be no water, and we have to bath. So we have to go to Alaji to go and fetch water, and we pay for water. Growing up, this is what I mean, that listen, don't compare yourself, because you see people, they're telling you they are this, they are that, and you want to jump into it without finding your own purpose. Good afternoon, mentor. Ẹ ti bínú sí mi, ẹ ṣé. So we will go to Alaji and go and buy water and then use it. Why? Because we must collect rent from the tenants before we go back to my dad or go back to our family house. Alaji used that water money to send his children to America and UK. We were young. So we suddenly realized that, where is Alaji's children? I will go there. I can't even remember their names now. I will go there and say, where is Auntie Lagbaja? Where is Auntie this? And say, oh, they travel to Obodoyinbo. To do what? To go and educate. A man that has no qualification, he has nothing, but he came from his village to come and reside in Lagos to find his own purpose. And he find his own purpose. Alaji doesn't do anything than to sell that water. So in fact, the whole street of that, if I tell you, the area is the multi-million area now in Palm Grove, Onikman. That is where one of my dad's property is. If anytime we go there, this man will be selling water. You will see the queue, buckets. Everybody will be, trying to fetch water so that they will say, I've locked the tap. Because when it's around 4 p.m., Alaji will, or 1 o'clock, whenever they are going for their prayer, Alaji will lock the tank. So you will not be able to fetch water because he needs to go and pray. So Alaji knew his purpose and he focused on that. And I told you, my cousin, who is a friend, a colleague in secondary school, could not further her education, but she invested in selling salt. In fact, she had a dredger, or where they dredge salt, in Lagos, and also in Ghana. In Lagos and in Ghana, she invested. She was a billionaire. I don't know if she's still alive or not. I don't know. because I lost contact with her since my cousin passed on. So look for your own purpose driven. Look for what God has called you to do. When you are jumping from pillar to post, you are just wasting time. You are just wasting time and counting days and numbers. Instead of you to have achieved your goals, you will keep jumping from pillar to post. Oh, today they are doing content creation. Oh, tomorrow it's a AI. Oh, next tomorrow is something. Is that? No, focus on what God has called you to do. In fact, I love to share the story of this pepper seller because I have learned from one of a close family, my sister, the junior wife, right? You know, she was educated, she finished her education, university, in fact, but her mother was a pepper seller. And mama was getting older and she knew she probably go, onto glory at any time. So she called her daughter. I mean, she had the other children, but she was the first child. So she called her daughter and said, listen, I want you to take over my business. I don't want this business to die. Because mama knew how much she started with, what she had gained by investing in her children's education. Mama was a pepper seller in Ketu. That same Ketu that you people go and say you follow the potopoto and enter the potopoto and buy your watermelon, you buy your whatever, you buy your pepper, anything that you want to buy, you buy it from that market. That is where mama, she was selling a pepper, tomato. And the daughter cried and said, Egba mi o, how can mama say I should go and start selling pepper? Luckily, I was there. And to God be the glory, God gave us the wisdom to be able to translate or interpret a dilemma. So when she said it, I think I was the one that first said, listen, mama was a pepper seller. Mama sent you to school, to secondary school, to university with this business. So what is wrong with that? Why can't you take up the business? She said, my friend will be laughing. After all your years in university, you end up going to the market and selling pepper. I said, listen, don't listen to people. If you wait and say, you are afraid of what people will say, you will wait for long. Mama probably educates you or gave you that education. Why? Because she wanted you, and because God knew that you will be in charge of mama's business. Mama built houses from that business, that selling pepper. Mama sent all of you to school and you all are well educated. Mama selling pepper send you and you got married, and she catered and everything for you. So why are you afraid to go and continue your mom's market? Because you are exposed to education. This education thing is a system. It's false evidence. How many of our grandparents went to school? Wisdom is not by your education. Wisdom is not by your age. Wisdom is not measured by because you are exposed. In fact, because you are exposed, it's dangerous. Your exposure is dangerous because they keep telling us, they keep telling you, don't do this. This is what you should do. Hey, they brought this system. Follow this system. Use this system. Na 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 in your ears. In your ears. Now everybody wants to do AI. Now everybody is running after content creation. How many content creation did our great-grandfather or parents use? And they had knowledge and wisdom. They know how to count. In fact, they will put their money in their tobi. You know what is called tobi? Tobi is something that they sew as a pocket. You people call it rat sack now. That thing, that bag you put around your waist. They learned it from our grandparents. That tobi is a bag. They sew it with a cotton, and then they will tie it around their waist. and put all their money in there and cover it with their wrapper. You will never know that they are carrying billions. You will never know. They don't put their money in the bank. They put their money, in fact, their own back. They dig the ground. They dug the ground, right? And then put their money there and put their bed on top of the ground they dug, so that you will never know that you will never know that your grandparents has any money. They will dug the ground, they cement the ground, they will put the money there. Whenever they want to go to market, every 5 days, this village market, I love it. And that is where I shop whenever I go home. Whenever I travel to Nigeria, I don't buy my stuff in Lagos, because most of what you buy in Lagos has been manipulated. They put something, one thing, or I travel to village to go and buy my food stuff. I travel to village to go and buy my fish. I travel to village to go and buy my cow. I travel to village to go and buy my goats. I'm telling you. I travel to the village to go and buy my garri. I don't buy in Lagos. When I travel there, and I come back to Lagos, I will sit down, sort everything out, and start enjoying my food. Why? Because the food they carry from the north, the food, the beans they brought from the north, the garri they brought from the village, they will have something inside it. And when you are drinking that garri, it's like you are drinking poison. Why? Because they will put preservation in it so that it will not get spoiled. Whereas when you keep garri, you don't have to put garri in a tight box or container. Let garri breathe, so that when the air is going inside the garri, right, you will enjoy the garri. The garri cannot sweat. The garri will not lose its flavor or its taste. But because they want to preserve that garri for long, right, they will go and put something to preserve it. Our great-grandparents did not eat like that. They ate fresh. Every day they make cassava and make garri. Every day. I remember one of my, is it auntie-in-law, should I say, right? Every five days, she will bring cassava from the village and bring it to Lagos to come and sell. For fufu, anyone that knows fufu in Nigeria, they have this fufu made from cassava. And now it's even easy. In those days, when we go to the village, as the moment you enter my grandparents' house, because that is where she was living with her husband, you will be smelling that aroma of starch, cassava, everything. When you go to the production area in that house, in fact, you will see all the water everywhere where she processed everything from cassava, from soaking the cassava and then, preserving it and all of that. But you see, we were looking at them. This kind of food, this kind of business is not for us. Why? Because we were open to civilization. We grew up in Lagos. We didn't grow up in the village. But thank God, the glory, I honor my parents for that. They made us know where they come from. So every time we always visit our grandparents in the village, they will take us back to understand where we are coming from. They take us back to see our family that lives in the village. We were not only just Ajebota. No, but my father didn't allow that. He wants us to be exposed, right? But not to the extent of detrimental or detriment to our life and our family. Because majority of you people, I don't think you know your grandparents. I don't think you even bother to know about your family. Why? Because you are now living in Lagos. You are no more in the village. So you don't even intend to go and visit your family in the village. Why? Because you are now a Jebota. You live in that exposure is buying a lot of people. Why? Because you are smelling all these fumes from this takpa kukumoto. The car that they're supposed to put in the gutter, they will still be driving it. In fact, there was a car that I saw one day. It's on social media. You know, people, everybody is now a, what do you call it, a journalist. You will see, as long as your phone has the camera, yeah, you put on the camera and start recording and put it out there. When you push it out there, they push this video out there. A car, oh my God, who is this now? Eh? A car. Sorry about that, someone was trying to call in. A car that was carrying, transporting things, maybe from markets or something like that, was running on 3 tires. One of the tire at the back was not there. You could see the rim of the tire. And I'm thinking, yepa, Oluwa. Why, how on earth is this person able to be running a car and not expect accident? But hey, Nigerians, they know how they do their own thing. They know how they own, and I believe that person is not educated, because an educated person will not be driving such a car on a motorway. An educated person. So civilization has opened our eyes, and we have forgotten about where we come from. Civilization. So fear is an acronym of false evidence appearing real. Fear always gives you self-imposed prison. And guess what? That will keep you from becoming what or whom God has intended for you to be. We are product of our past. Many of us are product of our past. But many of you still remain in the past because you have not found your purpose. You have not found who you are. You are not productive in everything that you do. Why? Because you still remain in the past. Like someone, when I was chatting with them, with this person, this was last year or thereabout, or this year, I can't even remember. This person was telling me, yeah, this and that. And it was still, in the 60s or 40s. And I said, my beloved, we are in the millennium now. We have gone past all this analogy. He said, no. I cannot never forget. And you know why? He was right. He was right. As of then, I was arguing with him. Later, I sat down. When I researched and I realized that, hey, listen, and I said it before. Growing up, I knew the kind of Bible that I was reading. It's not the Bible that we are reading now. They've extracted so many important things from the Bible. They sold Christianity to us. They sold fake life to us. They are telling you, you must do this, you must do that, you should do this, you should do that. No. Let us go back to basics. Let us, sit down and redefine our life, whom God has chosen us to be. We all cannot be doing the same thing. No, you cannot be the Joneses. Be who you are. Be whom God has chosen you to be. Okay? Have a relationship with God, not with mere men. Because mere men can break you. Let me share these stories. And these stories are too pathetic. Unfortunately, women are always are always the victim. Women. Why? Because we have soft spots. Oh my goodness. Sorry, 3:00. Right? We always have soft spots for men, for children, for everything. So, the first lady, when I was listening to her cry, she was pleading to her mom. It's a popularly, an artist in Nigeria. I don't want to mention her name. May her perfect soul rest in peace. Because, people were chastising her or mocking her oh, she's not married, oh, she doesn't have a child, and all of that. Who tell you that if you cannot have a child of your own, you cannot adopt? Who tell you that adoption is a problem? Who tell you that you cannot raise another person's child to be your own? Who tell you that? When Sarah had problem, she told her husband, marry my house girl so that my house girl can give you a child. Marry her. But unfortunately, a guy took it as if it is a privilege for her to marry the oga. Why? Because she was a house girl helping in the house. Now, she said, oh, because I am the wife now, I am the one that carried this child. I am the one that have the first child for my husband. No, and so I have the priority over you. No, sir. No, sir, no, ma. Abraham refused. Sorry, I want to turn this thing off. It's making so much noise. And this one, let me turn it off a bit for a bit. The noise is too much. Abraham didn't allow him. She said, no. Anything your mistress says, that is what I will do. That is the man that can handle his home. That is the man that handled his home with care and with wisdom. So this lady was crying. Oh, mommy, forgive me. This and that. It's because I'm looking for a child. It's because I'm this. That is why I'm in this house. Let me tell you, you can carry your own baby without marriage, without being in a man's house. There is something called donor. Someone can donate their sperm for you. If you are deliberate to have a child of yours, somebody can sell their sperm, because that is what these white people are doing. They will carry your baby organ to go and sell. Your baby, whatever, they will go and use it to sell. They don't bury them. Normally, they're supposed to plant them, bury them, so that they can grow a tree. But they will go and sell it. Why? Because you don't know where they put it. Ibi ọmọ. Wọ́n lọ tà, wọ́n ta organ àwọn èèyàn. Wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n operate ní orí ẹ̀. This thing is a cartel thing. Mo láti ṣọ́ra bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú kìíní níbí báyìí. Ó ń ká mi lára gan. Who say you cannot carry your child? Who say you are too old to have your own baby? Who says? Who says? When there is life, there is hope. Don't give up on yourself and say, because I have no child, I have no child, and you are living a miserable life. You are miserable because yourself, you cause it on yourself. In this civilization, where you know that you can ask someone to donate their sperm for you, all you need to do is to find money and buy. Or you go and adopt. And you are there whinging. Oh, I don't have a child. Oh, the people are mocking you. You see, you mocking yourself. You see, you put yourself in that position. Because there is civilization. There is civilization. Even in Nigeria, that we feel that Africa is backward. No, we are not backward. In fact, we are better off than this civilized country. Because they research. They know what it means to have a child. They know what it means to be barren. And they know that in our culture, they always like, to embrace you. Yalagbaja, Yatamedu. That is the joy of a mother. Being called Yalagbaja and not be saying, oh, it's because of this, oh, it's because of that, oh, you try to call me, mo wà ní online, oku ti join me, so you pé mo wà online. All right, so timba chetan ma pe. Okay? So everything in life is based on a system. Everything in life is spiritual. Find your own spirituality. Maybe you are going to Lord sáré pa church. Maybe ìyá mẹ́ta lọ́kan ló yẹ kó jẹ́. Ìyá agbọ́mọlà ló yẹ kó jẹ́. Wá máa sọ pé lórúkọ Jésù, lórúkọ Baba, lórúkọ Ọmọ. Whereas people will be mocking you because tí wá ibi tí orísun ẹgbẹ́ wà. When I was told to go back to my father's house to go and find out exactly what they do in my father's house, I thought I was hearing something different. Mo gba message yẹn ní ọ̀nà mẹ́ta ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Ẹlòmíì á fi ẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ á máa pa làpálàpá anaye ń ṣòun. Ìwọ gan ló fayé fún rẹ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ náà. Because yóò tí wo ò tí mọ àkọ́dá ayé ò tí mọ tó yẹ kó ṣe. Find your purpose-driven life and then you will make it in life. Ẹlòmíì igi lásán ló máa tà. Àwọn tó ń ta igi tó fi ń kọ́lé, ìyẹn nìkan ló máa tà tó máa fi là, tó máa fi dọ́lọ́lá. I've told you, I've shared this Alhaji that was selling water. And this time was in the 70s. This was then in the 70s. Alhaji ti kọ́lé tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń ta omi. Ẹ wo ìkànnú àwọn máàní jẹ́ pé wọ́n pa lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta. In fact, ó wá happen lọ́jọ́ birthday mi in May. Tó pa. Tó bá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ àṣírí tí ó jẹ́ pé ó jẹ́ kí a civilize ká lè mọ ohun tó ń lọ. Táwọn people yìí ti tell oríṣiríṣi system fún wa. Tẹ́ pé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà là ń gbà, tá ń gbà. Not knowing pé gbogbo kíní gan ó ń ba ayé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ jẹ́. Wọ́n pa lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí. Ní around May ni wọ́n pa man yẹn. Around May títorí pé ó ń tú àṣírí ọ̀nà àwọn nǹkan kan tí ò yẹ kí a máa san owó fún. Tí ó jẹ́ pé gbogbo nǹkan lọ́lọ́run fi tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn tó fi fún wa. Why did God created the garden before he formed man? He said, before the foundation of the world, I knew you. But why did he create the garden? Why did he give them food? Good afternoon, Sparky, my darling. How are you? Afolabi. Dollar. Okay, thank you for letting me know that that's your real name, Sparky. Good afternoon. How are you? Right? He was giving out the secrets. In fact, he invented the thing. Tó bá ní pé omi ló máa sọ ẹja jinná, ànírọ́ ni. Whereas omi gan ló ń sọ ẹja jinná. Omi gan. In fact, we are not meant to be paying ká máa sanwó fún anything in this life. Gbogbo chalk tó ń kó fún yín kẹ́ máa gba painkiller. Why is it that the painkiller never kill? It will just relieve you. After some time, the pain will continue. Why? Because wọn ò fẹ́ kó lọ. Wọ́n dì ẹ́ mọ́lẹ̀. Wọn ò fẹ́ kó lọ. Wọn ò fẹ́ kí pain yẹn lọ. Ibi táwọn ti ń rí owó tiwọn ni ibi tó fi ń dọlọ́lá nìyẹn. Whereas kò yẹ kí a máa sick ní ara wa. Kò yẹ kí a máa kí body wa máa sick. But because of the food tá ń jẹ, mo gbọ́dọ̀ ṣọ́ra pẹ̀lú nǹkan tí mò ń sọ mi báyìí. Because oúnjẹ tá ń jẹ, ó ti pa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Ó ti fa àìsàn sọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ayé. Our great-grandpa, I've never had growing up seeing my grandparents to say they are going to hospital. Never. Mi ò gbọ́ rí kọ́ náà wọ́n lọ sí hospital. Nígbà tó máa bímọ ni, inú ilé ló máa bímọ sí. Inú ilé ló ti wọ́n máa mọ́ gbogbo ara wọn báyìí ni. Wọ́n máa ṣe omi ọbẹ̀ ata tí ò sẹ́ja, tí ò sẹ́ran, omi ọbẹ̀ ata ló máa gbé mu. Tó máa ṣara ṣém. When we are growing up, wọ́n máa ṣe àṣejẹ fún wa. Wọ́n máa fún wa wọ́n máa ní pé lọ fi kí ló ti ń pè omi dùn lọ fi wẹ̀. Mú omi dùn kó sè é kó gbé mu. Mú ògì kó sè é pẹ̀lú omi ata kó gbé mu. Ara ẹ máa dìde wá lágùn wá láti inú ni. Ṣùgbọ́n sìn, every pain they will give you painkiller. Why is it the painkiller is killing a lot of people and not ìyá Mẹ́kà? Ó lè sọ fún mi ṣé ìyá Mẹ́kà náà bẹ́ẹ̀kà ni mo ti ẹ̀rí, mo rò pé ìyá Mẹ́kà mo rí. Right? Gbogbo tí à ń jẹ òun ló ń fa àìsàn sí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ara. Àwọn eléwé ọmọ ẹ̀ sọ pé olóòṣà ni wọ́n, olóògùn ni wọ́n, alábọ̀rìṣà, gbogbo wọ́n ti wà lábàláyé kí wọ́n tó bí ẹ. And these are the things. Ẹni wọn eku òde bí eku mọ́, kíní kan ẹyẹ òkè bí ẹyẹ mọ́. because you yourself, ó lè jẹ́ pé babaláwo ni ẹ́. I tell people I am an herbalist. Mo ní láti find solution. When my son was sick, I have to go and look for natural remedy. Why? Because oògùn tó ń kó fún, ó máa máa jẹun, ó máa máa sùn ní, ó máa máa jẹun, ó wá di pé ọmọ mi ò wá fẹ́ ṣe anything mọ́. Mo ní no, this is not real. This is not. Mi ò lè lajú ilẹ̀ kí tọ̀bọ̀nà kó wọ̀ mí lójú. Mo wá rántí gbogbo ìgbà tẹ́mi náà ń grow up. Torí èmi náà jẹ́ ọmọ lọ́wọ́ àwọn òbí mi. I remember what they were giving us. I remember what they are sharing. Kò sí kankan níwa tó dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn rí. Bóyá ibà tí mosquito bá ti jẹ́, bóyá o lè ní ibà, ṣùgbọ́n wá ní pé orí fífọ́, typhoid. Kí ló ń jẹ́ typhoid? Kí ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? But because kò sí ìmọ́tótó mọ́. That is what causes typhoid. Bad water, drinking bad water. You will not infiltrate that water. Ní sí omi kẹ́mú, ẹ lọ máa ra pure water because wọ́n ta pure water. These are the system people are making money out of you. These are the system. Everything in life is based on system. Right? So, someone designed for you and I. That system is designed. Go to school, finish school, get a job, get married, and then get a job and they will tell you, oh, that is a fulfilled life. No. Kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló máa kàwé, kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn dẹ̀ ló kàwé tó ṣoríire. Not everyone that goes to university. In fact, there was a guy I saw on social media one day. He said, in fact, you will know that he's well educated. He is well spoken. But what did he end up doing? Àwọn tó ń ṣapánu kiri ní Nàìjíríà. And if you look at it, wàá sọ pé wọ́n ti pa kádàrá ẹ̀dá ní o. Wọ́n ti pa kádàrá ẹ̀dá. It's not so. Because mentality, you want to brainwash everything that happens to you is from the enemy. Who is the enemy? I ask you. Who is the enemy? Because you did not research or find out who you are. You did not find out. Nígbà tí àwọn kékeré during the time of our great grandfather, wọ́n máa ń wádìí ìkọ̀sẹ̀jálẹ̀ ọmọ tó bá bí. Wọ́n á béèrè kí ló fẹ́ ṣe, kí ló máa dà. Ẹlòmíì wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ fọwọ́ kun orí ẹ̀, wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ gẹrun orí ẹ̀, maybe for 7 years or 14 years or whatever. Wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. But now, because Christianity sìn, ó ti gba gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. Wọ́n believe pé Jésù yẹn o. In fact, people say, and I can testify to it. Jésù tó yọ sí mi, Jésù dúdú ni. Èèyàn dúdú ló yọ sí mi lọ́dún náà lọ́n tí ọ̀hẹ́ kìlómẹ̀ wá sí Wembley mi báyìí tó wá sí. In fact, I didn't want to go torí mi ò believe nínú gbogbo àwọn pastor yẹn. I'm telling you. Mi believe nínú wọn. Because mo ti rí oríṣiríṣi tí Ọlọ́run ti fi hàn mí ni. Mo ti rí oríṣiríṣi. So èmi ò believe náà gbogbo àwọn pastor yín, Daddy G o, Father G o, Mother G. I don't believe in them. I believe in the God that I serve. Èmi dẹ̀ ni mo mọ Ọlọ́run tó pè mí, mo ọmọ Ọlọ́run tí mo ń sìn. Okay? It's almost 1 hour. You were told to go to school, get a job, get married, and all of that. Without you finding who you are or your God purpose-driven life. Mọ tí ibi tá ló ń pè sí, so o kàn bá wọn kù jọ ni. O kàn bá wọn ṣe wọn máa sọ pé problem lénìí, problem lọ́la. If you are doing the right thing that God has chosen for you, wallahi, ní sáré kàbàkàbà. Everything will be working well. Everything will just be going. That doesn't mean that you will not face some challenges. Don't mind my glasses, okay? And so you get stuck, looking for solution everywhere, and yet you are not fulfilled. You know, there are some things that you'll be doing. There is no fulfillment in it. You are not finding it easy. You are not happy. You are just trying and nothing is happening. Why? Because you are not following your calling. You are not doing your calling. You put your hand in so many things, so many business without satisfaction. Everybody is doing digital marketing and you jump in it and you struggle because that is not your God-given purpose. That is not your purpose. That is not your calling. Until you know, do you know that recycling business is a business that can give you millions of dollars, not naira, of dollars. Recycling. But when you look at it, it's smelly. It's, let me tell you, they always say this. Owó inú ìgbẹ́ lowó wà. Inú ìgbẹ́ òun ni owó wà. Recycling tẹ́yìn ń sá fún yẹn, òun làwọn èèyàn fi ń kọ́lé, lọ́ fi ń ra mọ́tò, lọ́ fi ń lọ káàkiri, lọ́ fi ń bọ́ family wọn. That recycling that you are running away from, and you are believing that, oh, this is not the kind of job I want to do. I want an office job. Oh, I cannot become a driver. You don't have to become a driver. You can employ people. You can open a cab like Uber. Uber use a system, and Uber is everywhere. Does Uber live in Nigeria? Does they live in Africa? Does they live in Europe? Uber, the owner of Uber is in America, but it's everywhere, almost all the nations of the world now. Because he designed a system that works for him. He controls everything from where he is living. He doesn't leave America to come to Africa to come and monitor what is going there. So it's a franchise that you buy into, and then you are running the business. So who is making the business? Who is making it? You as a driver. You are not making much. You are not making much. The other day when I was going for my, why thinking is slow by. When I was going for my appointment, hospital appointment, I had to travel by car, by a taxi. And so this taxi man was complaining. Ah, 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 how much are the amount they will give him? They will remove this. They will charge the customer this amount, and they will give them nothing. They will give them nothing and all of that. And I said, yes, it's true. Why? Because you also can be doing exactly what you are doing for them. You can run, and you now said, oh, I'm still a student. That is why. Because I'm waiting, when I'm done, I will also go into this business. Well, before there were traditional taxi that we used to, they call them cabby. And they have black cab. I'm talking about in this country, in diaspora. They have something called cabby. You know, I've done it before. I've done cabby work, taxi work. I've driven a lot of people around. Yes, if you if you care to believe it or not, I've been a cabby, a taxi woman. I have with my car. They will tell me, go and pick this person up, go and pick that person. I've done it, and I enjoyed it when I was doing it, right? Because I have one particular lady, you know, iṣẹ́ sofe àbí kí ló máa ń pè ló máa ń ṣe. Every Friday when I carry this lady like this, she will pay me like 5 times the amount that she's supposed to pay me. The first time she paid me that amount, I said, sorry, did you make mistake? She said no. And after that day, she always requests for a female driver. Before then, you know, I was the only female driver there. So we have all male drivers in the cab office that I was working with that time. So I was the only female driver. And then after I carried that, she liked it and all of that. So she always requests for me. So every Friday when I go to pick her, she will give me tips, 5 times the amount she's supposed to give me. And so one day I asked her, I said, what do you do? And of course, I know what she does because of where I always take her. And she said, oh, this is it, and that, and that. I said, okay. No wonder, you know. Well, that is a job. That is the way she chose. That is how she chose to live a life. You can't condemn her. I couldn't condemn her. It's a life. But then again, we all need to know exactly whom God has called us to be. We must know our purpose. Stop doing what other people are doing. That is why you are not profitable. That is why you are struggling, because it's not your calling, it's not your purpose. Maybe God even asks you to stay and live in Nigeria, but because obodo oyibo is open, they open their door for people to come and slave for them. Abi you don't know. Yeah, you think let me laugh, Jere. You think a Wimbo will open his door for you because they love you? Ah, you are joking. Eyimbo opened the door for you so that they can use you, so that you can could become their eru and you remain under them forever. That is the purpose of this Eyimbo opening their door to tell you, oh yeah, come, migration, come. There is nothing that you want to become that you can never become wherever you are in life. There is nothing. A woman was selling salt, this salt that we use in cooking. She went into it. She became a billionaire because she has a dock. She has, dredging, where they dredge salt. Don't you know salt is a business? Salt is for healing. Salt is for cooking. They use salt for so many things. She went into it because she could not further her secondary school. My cousin, who she used to be a classmate, when she returned back and saw a friend, she said, "Sister, you will not believe that my friend that we went to same secondary school, and she couldn't further her secondary school education because of, funds, just started selling salt. Eventually, she became a merchant, a salt merchant, selling and exporting salt out of Nigeria to nations, out of Ghana to nations. Salt. So, but if you want to look at it, you will say, oh, a poor person is the person selling salt. A poor person is the woman selling pepper. Let me tell you, most of those pepper sellers, if I tell you how many properties they have, you will be shocked. Because you think they don't have education, they are wise. Why? Because they are on the street every day. They know and see everything. They hear everything that is going on. Some people, some customer will go to them and be discussing their problem with them. Why? Because they find them. They believe that their secret will not be leaked out. They will not tell their story to the next person. They have confidence in them because they know that they don't have that mindset and say, oh, let me go and gossip about this my millionaire friend. Why? Because they want to keep them to themselves. So, my beloved, let us all find our purpose-driven life or calling so that we will not end up burnout. We will not end up doing the wrong thing. We will not be doing something that God has not called us to be. Some people, maybe you are called, even as a woman. Have you seen a woman that is what do you call it, a mechanic in Nigeria? A mechanic, and this young girl, well educated, she's so proud of herself. I am a mechanic, a certified mechanic, a good person that when she fix your car, you will never have any complaint. She will not go and buy Tokumbo tire and put it in your car and charge you for original. She will not, according to her, and people have testified to it. Why? Because she wants to keep a customer to herself. She wants to, because of integrity, she wants to keep them as long as she can to keep them. Because integrity will separate you from other people. Integrity and honesty will separate you from other people. And consistency will also separate you from other people. So, my beloved, I pray that God will make this day a productive day for you while you find your purpose on this earth. Majority that call them, oh, this is what I'm doing. They call them by themselves. God has not chosen them. No. It's their pocket that chose them. It's the problem in this world that chose them. Oh, you want to be this, you want to be that, you want to be. No, God did not choose you. You chose yourself. And that is why you are struggling. You are looking for people to be paying you and making you feel as if you are there. No, you are not there. Go back to God. Go and find out, what is my purpose? Lord, let me know. Show me the way, the path I should go. When we make God, when we seek Him first, and every other thing shall fall in place. It shall fall in place. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. So start now. Until I come your way, I still remain your host. And I believe that God will show Himself in our lives. We will not miss it. And then, just go back to God. Go and seek His face and say, Lord, show me the way. What did you call me to do on this earth? Why am I here on this earth? What am I doing on this earth? There is a purpose for everything. There is a reason why you are here. So go and find out. The other story, the second story I did not share was a lady that was here also looking for a fulfillment in a man, thinking that, if she's married, she's satisfied, she's fulfilled. No, marriage doesn't fulfill you. Marriage doesn't define you. If you are not married, it doesn't define you. If you are a single parent, it doesn't define you. It doesn't define who you are. People can say, she married first husband. Oh, second husband. Third husband. Oh, fourth husband. One of my cousins, when she was alive, she married the first time, second husband, third one. In fact, the third one showed her shege. And we were all saying, is it by force? Is it by force? In fact, she cried in that marriage. Because the marriage she did not want to leave, the man eventually go and marry another girl. And so it's the same story with this lady. With this lady, right? Kí ló máa ń ṣe TikTok pẹ̀lú kí ló ń wá kiri gan? Kí ló ń fix? Pọ́sù wo ló ń fix gan? Pọ́sù wo ló ń fix? Abeg, go and sit down. Right? So this lady was also, chasing after a man. Oh, people are abusing me. One or two bẹ̀rẹ̀ tiẹ̀. Gbádùn. People are abusing me. No, man, you are pretty. You are this. You are single. You are this. You are that. Listen, don't listen to them. Maybe God has just said you will have children by this man, but it's not your husband. It's not your husband. Why not even not bother? When the man carries his kaya, let him go. Have your peace of mind. Kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló máa nọ́kọ. Kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn. Not everyone will stay in a house. Even Mrs. Alakija, as rich as she is, eventually she divorced her husband. As rich, they call her the richest woman in Africa, a billionaire, in dollars, a millionaire in dollars or whatever. Yet, a marriage didn't work. So don't buy yourself because of a man. Unfortunately, this lady died because of a man. According to the story, I don't know, I wasn't there. For a lot of she was going out with this man. Eventually, the man didn't have papers though. Eventually, the man got his papers. And then the man now went back to Nigeria. Why? Because the lady built property in Nigeria. According to the story, the lady that was sharing the story said she took spent 180-something thousand pounds to build that property. Apart from, the amenities in the house. And eventually the lady said, she wanted to surprise her husband. So she went home. On getting to the house now, when she pressed the doorbell, a pregnant lady came to the door, and she was asking her, who are you? And the pregnant lady was also asking her, who are you? The woman were. So the pregnant lady now said, oh, I'm the madam in this house. I'm the madam in this house, right? So the owner of the house was shocked. He said, you are the madam. Okay. Where is the man? Where is your husband? He said, oh, he's inside. She said, can you call him to come out? So when the oga came out and saw the real wife, because the real wife was living in diaspora, the man has gone back because he has gotten his papers. This is the lady that gave him that opportunity. So she abandoned the one here and went back to the wife that it was, you know, he was having before he traveled to diaspora. When this lady saw, say, the shock took her. They said this lady collapsed. After some time, she has to return back to UK. From that moment, she went insane. My dear, when you know you're driven, when you know you're purpose driven in God, you will never chase after a man. You will never chase after a man, because most African men, they don't have that maturity. They are not mature. They don't know how to handle women. All what they do is to sleep around. They will tell you they are married, but yet they have concubine. They have girlfriends. They have side chicks. And they themselves, they are not happy. Because if you are happy with the wife that you have, you will not be chasing after side chick. You will not be running after another woman. Because of your low self-esteem, you are looking for something that is inside of you, that is missing, that you're supposed to feel spiritually, so that God can fill your cup and be okay. Instead of that, they will be running after women. They are never satisfied. Why? Because they themselves have the problem. And so, my beloved, I'm going to say this. Anyone that cares to hear, anyone that is here with me, my suggestion or advice to you is to make sure that you yourself as a woman, you know who you are. You know the child of who you are. When you know yourself, be content, be happy, and don't carry man for your head. My husband. Oh, my husband. Oh, my husband. No. Anything that belongs to you, you don't need pressure. Anything that belongs to you, and it's always the women that always be in the problem, going through hala with men, because the men are so unreal, chasing after women. Oh, you are married and yet you are looking for another woman outside. Then you have a problem. You are not satisfied. You are not matured. You are not a man. You are still a boy. That boy in you is still that boy that is controlling you. Because if you are a matured man, you will not have a wife and then be looking outside. Because the Bible says you will leave your father, your parents' house, and go and look for a woman. And when you find the woman, you will find favor in God. Not the woman looking for a man. That is the order, the principle. Go and look for that woman that will satisfy you. Let me tell you, even though the woman may not satisfy you, nǹkan tó gbé ni, nǹkan tó rà ló gbà. When you go to the market, you go and buy meat. You point to the meat you want to buy. And when you get home, the meat doesn't taste well. It's what you buy, you get. What you pay for, you will get. So don't come and say, the woman no good, oh, the woman don't become fat, she's too fat, oh, she's too slim, oh, she's this. If she's not your taste, you can direct or, control, teach her. You can teach her. If she's not doing well, Oga, madam, this thing dey happen, oh, abeg let's go for counseling, oh. I don't like how this thing is going, not for you to go and abandon that woman and go for the next one. Wo, ìyà ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni. You will think, oh, because you abandon this one, the next one will please you. From fire to fry pan. You will go from fire to fry pan. Go and write it down, kò ṣe pé. You will not be balanced because o ti gbé egun eléegun. Why didn't you find out whether the right choice? Even if you chose wrong, let God make that wrong decision to make it perfect for you. Let God make the right decision for you. Instead of you, come and come and eat, come and chop eye. You are driving, you are looking. You are driving, you nearly cause accident, you are looking. Because you see a lady in short pants. You are looking. Thank you, my darling queen. You are welcome. How are you today? How is your family? Maybe you are the only one that I'm waiting for to round off this program this afternoon. I have my friend here. Anytime she's here, she's always saying, hi, queen. Yes, so we are queen. We are royal priesthood. Honor yourself. Honor your brothers. Honor your sisters. Men, take care of your wife. Oh my goodness. Don't you know that we are your mother? We are your mother. Obìnrin tó bá ti gà lórí ìyá ẹni. Wà ní gbàdúrà kóbìnrin ẹ wá ṣépè fún ẹ. Gàdàbòṣì. Lébòsíkòrò. Lébàsátàyà. Má wájà obìnrin o. Má wájà obìnrin o. Kíkéré lábẹ́rẹ́ kéré kì í ṣe mímí ẹ̀dìyẹ o. Obìnrin agbẹ̀yìntọ̀ àbí kí ló ti ń pè ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin àbí iwájú lẹ fi ń tọ̀. Obìnrin agbẹ̀yìntọ̀. They are so dangerous o. Please honor yourself, respect yourself, and respect your woman. Until I come your way, may the Lord show us a purpose-driven life. And the book that I want to recommend for you is by Rick Warren, The Purpose-Driven Life. Go and buy that book. I bought that book about 10 years ago. My goodness. If I show you my library, the library of my books, you'll be thinking I have no, and I love books. My children will say, Mom, I'm not going to give you any money. Why? Because you always buy and buy and buy and buy. I buy because education will open your minds. You will not be narrow-minded. You will not be narrow-minded. People will wonder how, I discuss about so many different topics. Why? Because I learn. I want to know exactly what I am doing wrong and what I am doing right. I want to learn. You learn through life stories. You learn by reading, by studying. Traditional education doesn't mean that you have to go to, secondary school or university. No. But if you have the grace, it's very good. I'm not against education. I'm a student of life. I learn, and I will continue learning until God says, come home, my daughter, which is in about 60 years to come by the grace of God. Yeah, so let us, go to God and ask God so that we will not end up being useless. A lot of people are just wondering about, they are not fulfilled. They complain, what I do is not succeeding because you are in the wrong job. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed and please go and find out who you are and what you should be doing. Bye-bye and God bless you. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.